It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning and welcome back to hour number 2 of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Kicking off each weekday morning, 7 a.m. and going all the way up to 9 a.m. now, and also live stream still available over there on tampabayradio.com. Thanks to my good old producer, Josh Fosd over there, who got in at the go button today, pretty much right on time, walking in here after he ran out of gas, of all things.
Like 3 minutes to spare. It was like 3 minutes to air, and the computer wasn't even on.
Yeah, so he got in here right at the buzzer, I should say. And
beast mode.
He's usually in here like at 6 a.m. too, so walked in
here
here
watching YouTube videos and whatnot.
getting set up for the live video stream, because that's separate from the audio. So if you're listening to me on the radio, we're also running video over there on tampabayradio.com and also on their site at webeamtv.com. Tampa Bay
for all the radio
Multimedia
listeners, I don't just sit here and like talk a bunch of trash and sound like an idiot for no reason. Like I actually have another separate part of this that I actually do.
Yeah, and he sticks behind and does the next show after mine, Dr. Garko there.
Shows,
Let's Talk Nutrition. I always catch the first segment of that after the show.
And honestly, thanks to Tiny from Road Rangers and Dan, she's not an intern now. He's an actual employee of the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Dan helped me out. He got the cameras out and set up for me. Tiny provided the gas. So I didn't do it by myself, so I had a lot of help. So it's good to know.
Getting in here just in the nick of time, though. So Josh helping out there with the live video stream. Good show planned for you today. Up first, we'll be talking to Nick Paris, CEO of Alpha Computing Solution, on what I believe is like the 7th edition of Tech Thursdays. And on the second part of the show, we'll be hearing from Bradford Stevens. He was on with me at 7 o'clock this morning. He's also going to be sticking around and doing some more talk with us about fitness, and he's the owner of Viking Fitness over there in Channelside.
He also debunked the 8 mile thing.
Yeah, Josh comes in here. He's like, I ran 8 miles to get gas this morning. I was like, you didn't run no 8 miles. You probably even run half a mile. So nonetheless, he did.
I run that half a mile really fast, so I'm just saying.
He did have to move though to get some gas. Let's just leave it at that. So Nick, welcome back to the program today.
Jamie, thank you for having me on again.
So you were involved with Kelly Ham recently with a seminar on workforce culture and also IT solutions. Let's talk a little bit about that. How did that go? What did we learn?
That went pretty good. Yesterday we had our seminar, 5 Steps to Ignite Your Workforce Culture, and we had a good crowd, and there was a lot of good takeaways from that. And Kelly Ham from Bill Meyer Ham Consulting and I sort of co-presented, and we talked about people, process, and technology. And so I took the technology part, she took the people part, and we sort of co-did the process part. But
now the 5 steps, those are her steps. You're one of the steps with IT, right?
That's correct.
Okay,
that's correct. And in there, one of the steps that I talk about is taking stock of your technology. Understanding what your technology can and can't do in your office, and understanding what you do have and maybe what you want to get. And so it was a good conversation. We had a good group, and we had a good conversation.
What a great example of synergy inspired by the show too. Yep. And you said you're one of the 5 steps, so she must be one of the other ones.
She's got 4 of them. Yeah.
So you need 3 other people.
No.
Then at that point, you guys could be like Voltron.
We could be a team. We could be a team. There you go. Absolutely.
So IT, just one of the many needs of a business, and Kelly Ham, a great supporter,
awesome.
Sponsor of the program. She would normally be in here today. She's taking the day off, though. I think some children are in town, and she's visiting with them. And you talk about taking stock of your technology. Are you talking about like inventorying it, like businesses would inventory the items on the shelf? Because sometimes I don't even know where to find like warranty information, login information, all that type of stuff. Is there a way to really take stock of all that?
Well, see, that's part of the other stuff I was talking about as well. Yeah. So there is the inventory part of, okay, what do you have physically? What software do you have and things of that nature. But then it's also taking stock in who knows the passwords. Because sometimes you'll have employees that will come and go, and you'd be amazed how much knowledge walks out the door when an employee leaves. And that's a little bit of what we offer as far as helping a business. We say, okay, let's create a repository, a knowledge base of all the information that you have, so that you can weather the storm if one of your key employees moves on or something like that. So it's not just the physical assets of what's in the business, but it's also all the other information that goes on in running a business as well as inventorying software. All kinds of stuff that's IT related.
Yeah, especially like when you have to replace a computer, you got maybe some sitting on the sideline, you're not sure what programs are on that computer.
Exactly.
It'd be nice to know when you stick it in there, or I got to be ready to install this or take this off. How do you inventory that stuff? Is there a program out there that can kind of keep all this? What do you recommend? How's
Well,
work?
there's a couple of different ways to do that. We actually have some software that we use as part of our business. We just come in and monitor all that stuff, and what it does is it creates some of that inventory, but then some of the other stuff is actually just physically having interviews with people, sitting down and saying, okay, are there any pieces of software, are there websites that you have passwords for, and what are they? And it really is just as simple as sitting everybody down and having that conversation. Part of what we do when we take on a client is we try to sit down quarterly and have what we call a quarterly business review. Where we at least sit down with the owner and say, is there anything going on technology-wise or anything going on in the business that would impact the technology? Then we try to do a 6-month review where we sit down with employees one-on-one and just sort of say, okay, what's going on with passwords, what's going on with software, is there anything that you're having a problem with or anything you're not having a problem with? Is there something that might be you think could run better and things like that?
What would you recommend for password management out there? Obviously, that's a big a challenge of a business is remembering the logins. How do you advise your clients on
there
password?
There is a piece of software called KeePass. It's KeePass. And that's a pretty good piece of software. It allows you to kind of keep it all under one location. And it's kind of funny. It actually, you password protect that. So there's a vault where it keeps all the passwords in it, and then you password protect that vault. So if somebody were to get onto your computer and try to open it, they couldn't just get into it. They would have to know what the master password is to get into that. So it's a pretty nice piece of software.
And I use RoboForm myself. Are you familiar with RoboForm?
Yes.
Any flaws with that program? Any reasons I shouldn't be using that program that you're aware of?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think it's fine. I've seen you use it on your computer, and certainly it works fine.
Being a realtor and selling bank-owned properties, I'm involved in a number of different systems and logins. And right now, my RoboForm has over 500 different passwords in it. The nice thing about RoboForm, it's like $50 a year, and it remembers the password when you go to a site, and when you put it in, it will ask you if you want to remember it, and then it will automatically log you in. You don't have to go to the site. You can just go to the RoboForm app, click the site that you want to go to. It'll redirect you and log you in automatically. The nice thing is when you can sync that across multiple computers through their RoboForm Everywhere platform. So when I install or get a new computer, I sync it with my RoboForm, and boom, there are all my logins. And it's also nice for when a staff member changes a password, they change it, and then it syncs to the other. It syncs to the other computers, and so that eliminates that need for constantly telling each other, "Hey, I changed the password."
Is there a vice versa to all of this? Like, what should the employee do about their passwords and using their passwords on work computers and stuff like that?
Well, one of the things that we talked about yesterday was actually having a policy in place where you change your password frequently, more so now than ever. I think we used to be able to get away with 6 months to a year.
And basic passwords like run or go.
Yeah.
Now it's getting complicated.
You got to have a stronger enforcement of the policy itself, as well as what type of passwords.
Yeah,
you
I like
want.
the little meters on most of these websites.
They'll
like
tell you.
As you put it'll
is it
tell
strong,
you.
Is it not? All that sort of
and
stuff.
I never make it fully green either.
Yeah.
Really?
I always get like halfway there.
You need to get all the way.
I get close enough. I'm like, all right, that's enough of this.
But now we're starting to recommend once a month. I mean, we're starting to say that I think once a month you ought to change your password. Yeah, because things are just so volatile out there, and you're finding that big systems are getting hacked more and more frequently. That it's really advantageous and best practice is to change it once a month. And actually, I was surprised that one of the attendees at the seminar yesterday, they said their office does change them once a month.
I was speaking with a cybersecurity expert yesterday, and he was just reinforcing the fact that it's pretty brutal out there with the attacks on computers these days and your personal information, and you really got to be mindful of what you got on your computers and your servers. So, Nick, when you deal with a new client, is this a part of the intake process, taking stock of their technology and then helping them with this?
Absolutely. When we take on a new client, we go through what's called the onboarding process, And part of the onboarding process is doing a network assessment of their office, which goes through and does all the stuff that we just talked about. It inventories all the software, all the hardware, and then we have a very brief conversation with key employees in a business just to kind of get an overview of what's going on. But we get them started, I think, in the right way. We try to document everything as best as possible just to make sure that moving forward, there is that set of documentation so that if anything were to happen, there's a place that everybody can go to and say, okay, this is what we have, this is what we need, these are what the passwords are, just in case it can't get into RoboForm or something like that.
Good information. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking about processes that you should automate at first when you start your business. And we're also going to be covering a little bit more about Pokemon Go, a little tech app that's kind of caught fire, or a tech game, I should say, that's really caught fire out there. If you haven't heard Pokemon Go, you're probably living under a rock right now. Very popular little game right now, making the rounds on social media and on smartphones. Currently, again, talking to Nick Paris, CEO of Alpha Computing Solutions. Learn more about him, alphacomputing.com. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn Apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
'em. From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center. Heavy traffic continues on the eastbound side of the Howard Franklin Bridge from Midspan into the West Shore area. Southbound Veterans Expressway only slow from just south of Wilski to just south of Waters. Southbound 275. Not too bad this morning. It is slow. Typical delays between Fowler Avenue and Sly. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. More than 1 in 3 American kids has lead in their blood. No level of lead is safe. Lead poisoning causes learning disabilities and behavioral disorders. Has your child been tested? Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Today, mostly sunny and hot with a 40% chance of showers and storms, high 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 93.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business, on this Tech Thursdays edition of the program, brought to us by Nick Paris, CEO of Alpha Computing Solutions. Learn more about him, alphacomputing.com. And Nick, all the craze right now is Pokemon Go on the internet. And you're saying this is a little bit of a security risk out there.
Yeah, evidently we got the show got hijacked and we're going in a different direction over to Pokemon Go, so that's fine. For those of you off air, we had quite the Pokemon Go conversation here for a little bit. It actually is I think the app and the game itself, the premise is really good because, as Josh was saying, it gets people out, it gets people moving, and it gets people engaged. However, the manufacturers of the app, I truly believe just had a misstep. I don't think that they meant to do anything malicious, but in their programming, they left a really big security hole, and this is really what's garnered a lot of the attention lately. In fact, so much so, one of the other things that I do on radio is I do radio interviews across the country, and yesterday or the day before, I had 10 interview requests in the same day about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So it is just, this whole topic is on fire right now. It's unreal.
You're not even kidding, man. Like I said, I was telling you during the break, we went to the park last night, easy 150 people all there. It was like Night of the Living Dead. Then we drove by a cemetery, and this is like 9:30 at night, and the cemetery was just lit up with cars and people, and
That's wild.
It's amazing.
That's really wild. Well, what ended up happening is as you know, with most apps, when you install them, they ask you for what level of permission they need, if they need to access certain things like your camera, your GPS, or so on and so forth. And on the iPhone, the Pokemon Go app did not ask. It just automatically granted itself full access to your Google account.
Wow.
Whoa.
So what does that mean for the average user then?
So what that means is that
Don't call in the work.
Yeah, absolutely. What it means is that it had the potential for reading and sending all of your emails, accessing anything on your Google Drive account, anything related to your Google account, it could do. So that once that was discovered, it really caused a lot of issues with people because they said that's not what we wanted to do. We wouldn't have granted that access had we known.
Yeah.
And evidently the app on the iPhone, and from what I understand, this is only happening on the iPhone.
Yay, Android.
Yeah, there you go. Yay, Android. It just automatically just did it. It didn't even bring up the screen. It didn't even ask you. It just it launched and did it.
But
So
now it's been corrected, though, correct?
it has been corrected.
How long was it on the market with that flaw? When did this come out? Came
The
out
game's
like
only about a week old.
about a week since we've been hearing about this.
And I think the patch came out today's Thursday, probably Tuesday sometime. And so the thing is, if you've installed it after the update, you're okay. If you update it since it came out, you're okay. If you haven't done the update, you're still at risk.
Now, most phones are set to update probably automatically, but how would somebody check that if they're not certain on
Once
their
you log
phone? But is there a way to, like on your computer program, you go up to the help and you can see that it's, it makes it easy to check for updates. On an app, though, if you're not certain if it's been updated, how would you check that?
You can go into your settings in your application manager, and it'll tell you which ones need to be updated and which ones don't. That's a very good point because I don't automatically let all of them update. I actually very very specifically say, I want this one updated, I want this one not to. Because in this one instance, we are on a phone system that we do, we have an app that makes it look like you're calling from your office phone from your cell phone. And so I don't want that app updated because it's where it needs to be. So very specifically, I've said these do, these don't. So I get notifications constantly as my phone is turned on that I get.
So when I signed in on mine, when I installed it, and like the same that Google screen that comes up and says, "Do you want to sign in with Google or Facebook or something like that?" I clicked Google. Am I at the same? Am I at risk the same way the Android was once I allowed Google to or signed in with Google, or am I still like kind of okay?
If you haven't done the update, I would do the update. But doing the login, that's a very good point too. By the way, the program, the app, actually had two ways to log in. You could create a Pokemon.com account.
That's what it was.
Or you could use your Google account. The interesting thing is, though, that the Pokemon.com website was not allowing anybody else to create new accounts. So by default, you had to use your Google account.
Well, that's a good thing I was lazy and just Google.
Yeah, there
it's
you go.
easier.
Well, and which is kind of ironic because now all of a sudden you had to use your Google account, and then they decided they were going to give themselves full access to your Google account. So it was kind of one of those catch-22s. But yeah, it's all been corrected, and I would say keep it up to date. As far as that goes, update that specific piece of software. You should absolutely update to make sure that you're covered.
And to their defense, when I did click yes, I'll use Google, it did have a screen that popped up, and it gave you a list of different things that you could allow it to do. And being lazy, I just clicked all.
Right.
So I'm glad to know that
brings
at least updates can help us out.
That brings me to a question I've been wondering about lately. You go to a website and you're signing up for it, and it says you log in with Facebook and log in with Google on the side. Is there any risk to using those logins instead of creating another login for that site? Why are they doing that?
And what's the difference? I had the same question.
Yeah,
what's the difference?
Well, when you create a specific account under that website sort of tracks what you're doing, but that's about it, unless they decide to share that information with Google.
But is there a
Facebook.
benefit to if I create a site and I want to tie in the login with Facebook thing to my site, is there a benefit to the business owner of that site?
Not necessarily. It's just more of a convenience factor for the end user. The concern is that the more you log in with your Facebook account, it now is understanding where you're going,
right,
and what you're browsing.
And I'm seeing that more and more these days.
That's why on your little sidebar there's a bunch of Todd's couple. No, wait, no, I didn't mean that.
I wasn't certain, the angle of this, if it's a benefit to the business owner, but other than just convenience.
Well, it's convenience. It's to make sure that you don't have to create a new account and all that sort of stuff.
Gotcha. Got to take a bottom of the hour break, though. I'm going to do another segment, though, with Nick Paris on this edition of Tech Thursdays. When we come back from the break, we'll be talking about what processes should startups automate first, and then we'll be hearing from Bradford Stevens, owner of Viking Fitness, specializing in circuit training over there in Channelside. Learn more about that over at VikingFitnessTampa.com, and also more about Nick Paris over at AlphaComputing.com. You're listening to the Tech Thursdays edition of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ham from Billmeyer Ham Consulting. Did you know that one of the biggest challenges that leaders face is getting their employees to be engaged, motivated, and producing amazing business results? At Billmeyer Ham Consulting, we'll help you transform your workforce culture from one that might be underperforming, maybe mediocre, to achieving amazing business results. You see, we realize that your workforce culture is equally as important as your business plan and your business strategy. The two must be aligned in order for you to reach your desired business and financial goals.
Carol,
hey Jim.
I just got this plan that could really help with our process here.
Okay, why don't you just have a seat and let's go over it.
Let us help you transform your workforce culture by leveraging your most important assets, your people. I want to know what's going on in your organization. Let us help you transform your workforce culture. Let's have a conversation.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Brakes again, approaching 275. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and York Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Just Brakes.
Are your brakes ready for summer? For a limited time at Just Brakes, save $100 on any four-wheel brake service. Visit JustBrakes.com to save $100 off brake service today. Only at Just Brakes.
The brake store that gives you more. Just Brakes.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Another partly sunny day. Hot and humid once again. Low mid-90s for the high. 50% chance of those scattered showers and storms. Mid to upper 70s for the low. Rain chance will be down tomorrow to about 30% and then back up to 50% by Sunday. Impact Radio 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to the Tech Thursdays edition of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. In studio with Nick Paris of Alpha Computing Solutions. Learn more about him at alphacomputing.com, and you can give him a call at 813-839-7671 at extension 100. Again, 813-839-7671 extension 100. And he also handles the IT needs of my office, so comes highly recommended by That Business Show. So, Nick, what processes should startups automate first? You got three here that we want to talk about: accounting, CRM, Office 365. So let's start with the accounting system.
Well, with any business, you really need to know what you're making and how much you're spending. I mean, bottom line, you need to keep a set of books. And so for me, I think the most important thing when you're talking about automation in an office, having that process be as seamless as possible is crucial to me. Several years ago, we were still sending out invoices, getting checks back, and waiting for payment, and this, that, and the other. And finally, one day, I just said enough. It's too up and down. It's too volatile.
But were you using just some system you invented yourself with some Excel spreadsheets?
We were using Peachtree.
Oh, okay, you're using a program.
Yeah,
okay.
We were actually using Peachtree software, but we hadn't automated it. So at some point down the road, I said, no, we're gonna change it up a little bit. And so we went back to all of our customers and we said, look, we're no longer going to accept checks. I mean, if it has to be, it has to be, like governmental agencies and things like that. But for the most part, our commercial clients, we said we need a credit card on file or an ACH payment, and we switched to that. And the beginning of the month, we generate an invoice, we run the credit card, and within a few days we have our payment, and we're good to go. And so we can now do our cash flow and know exactly what we've got coming up. We know exactly what our expenses are and what the bills are. There really aren't any surprises anymore. And so I think that's very crucial, especially if you're starting up a business. Start it right. Mm-hmm. Know what you're going to be making, know what you're going to be spending, and try to stay within.
It's a good idea to talk to both an accountant and an attorney too, to make sure that you're structured properly and you get that QuickBooks or other accounting program opened up as soon as possible. What are other business owners out there using other than QuickBooks? You mentioned Peachtree.
Well, there's Peachtree and there's QuickBooks. There's Mint. There's Mint,
okay.
But that's an online. And again, it really depends on what your, how much capital you have to invest in the beginning. You may want to go with an online option. It's a little bit less a capital investment up front, but you're going to pay more over the long term. but it allows you to get the doors open pretty easily and pretty quickly. But
so after you got the accounting system up and running, CRM contact management system. Customer
relations management.
Yeah, that's a CRM or contact management system. Yeah, different acronym.
At least there was no jinx. You don't know anybody at Soda.
Explain this.
Well, so once you kind of get your books in order and you decide how, what you're making, what you're spending, making sure that you keep track of your customers is really vital. You need to keep track of all the interactions with them, any phone calls, any correspondence you send to them, any emails, things of that nature. And a CRM piece of software is very, very important and very needed. Again, there's some high-end systems. There's some free systems. There's things
what do you
online.
recommend for just basic contact management for just a solopreneur wants to free to preferably? But what would you recommend?
There's a Zoho, which is online for a single. I think it's maybe 1 or up to 3 users. It's free. And it's very good. It's very straightforward. Doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but it's definitely a good piece of software to use. On the flip side, you can go all the way up to Microsoft Dynamics, which is very expensive, but it will give you top of the line stuff as well as using something like Salesforce.
I know we've talked a number of times about what I've been using for the years is Business Contact Manager, which is an add-in to Outlook. It meets my needs, but they are no longer supporting it after 2013 Outlook, and so they're trying to get me on Dynamics, which is more cumbersome than what I need. I don't need all
really
this stuff.
It's like trying to kill a flea with an atom bomb. It's very big piece of software. As is Salesforce. I mean, Salesforce will do anything that you need it to do, but it is very complex and very cumbersome. And both those options are fairly expensive.
So after you get the accounting system up and going, you got your CRM up and going, the last step to be mindful of when you're first starting up, Office 365.
Office 365. You need to be able to create your Word documents, your spreadsheets, and things of that nature, your PowerPoints. And so you're going to need some piece of software to do that. Office 365 is probably the best way to go. Office 365, it gets a little confusing. Office 365 has 2 options. One is to run the piece of software over the internet in a browser, or to do like traditionally, just download the piece of software and put it on your computer and run it locally. But the big thing about Office 365 is the fee structure. It's about $10 a month per person, and that gives you the full Office suite and allows you to kind of do what you need to do. So
keeps
again,
it updated too. Keeps it updated too.
Absolutely.
That's the nice thing about Office
Absolutely.
365.
The thing about the mobile is that you don't get quite the full breadth of what the local versions are, but it does allow you to work on it in a pinch. But you could open up a door nowadays with a very low investment in capital.
Some closing tips here. Windows 10 free until the end of the month. Let's talk quickly about that.
2 more weeks. We got 2 more weeks, and then Windows 10.
It's well worth it too, by the way.
Yeah, no longer is free.
So if you don't buy or you don't upgrade in the next 2 weeks, you're going to be paying for it then, right?
Yep,
What's the price on that? Like $120
No,
usually?
I think it's almost $200.
$200
yeah,
now
like
for those.
$175.
And you said this may be the last Windows system ever, possibly.
My understanding is they're going to go to Windows as a service, so there'll just be a nominal fee to keep it up to date and things like that. So. Again,
if you don't pay that fee, it just won't update. You can still use it, though, right?
That's my understanding. Yes.
Interesting. So, well, you got to reach out to Nick Paris for all of your IT needs here in the Tampa Bay region. Part of this Tech Thursdays edition of That Business Show. Nick, thank you so much for being in studio again.
Thank you, Jamie.
And again, CEO of Alpha Computing Solutions. Learn more about him, alphacomputing.com, or give him a call 813-839-7671. 813-839-7671 at extension 100. Coming back from the break, we're going to be talking with Bradford Stevens, owner of Viking Fitness, here on That Business Show at Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Attention medical professionals. Have you heard that Tampa Bay will become the first certified wellness district in the country? Thanks to Jeff Fennick's revitalization of Channelside, the Dr. Whisperer wants to streamline your efforts in preparation. So when you're ready to ignite your practice, use the Dr. Whisperer's public relations expertise to spread the word. Use the Dr. Whisperer to motivate your staff. And use the Dr. Whisperer to recruit and secure leaders within your practice. Call the Dr. Whisperer today at 727-420-2481 or visit thedrwhisperer.com, where they write your prescription for success.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today, or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Crash on westbound Roosevelt just west of MLK near 16th Street, and some delays through that area. Also getting reports of a minor crash in the area of Almerton and Roosevelt. Crash on the westbound State Road 50 at Suncoast Parkway. This one blocking a couple lanes. This, of course, in Hernando County. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Someone you know is suffering from Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. They're dealing with excruciating pain and days when they won't be able to get out of bed. Help someone you know and support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America at ccfa.org.
Today, mostly sunny and hot with a 40% chance of showers and storms, high 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 93.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 here on Tampa Bay's 1250 Wins WHNZ. And also catch the live video stream over at TampaBayRadio.com. And And also be reminded of our upcoming Christmas in July that's going on next Thursday from 5 to 8:30 over at the T. Pepin Center. Tickets are available over at tbbo.org/CIJ. That's the acronym for Christmas in July. And again, it's going to be a very fun business social. 500 people expected to attend. A lot of vendor booths, a lot of food, and a lot of drink. So it's going to be a Christmas in July with a taste of tequila from our margarita sponsor, Mr. Margarita, and also presented to us in conjunction with our sponsor, the Tampa Bay Business Journal. So again, we thank all of our sponsors for attending and participating, and we also thank all of the people that are going to be coming in to Christmas in July. So get your tickets. They're starting to go fast.
Don't forget to thank Drunk Santa.
And he'll be there as well over at Christmas in July. And again, all brought to us as part of our relationship here with the Tampa Bay business owners and That Business Show, working hand in hand to bring a stronger voice to the Tampa Bay business owner. And if you are a business owner in Tampa, I'd like to invite you out to our membership. So please learn more at tbbo.org. And we have a form on there if you'd like to apply for membership. And we'll sit down with you and discuss your business needs and how we can help bring value and also help you grow your business here in Tampa Bay. Time to bring in my next guest for the program. He was on with me at the 7 o'clock hour and going to wrap up the show with me again here. Bradford Stevens, owner of Viking Fitness. Brad, welcome back to the program, I should say.
Morning, thank you.
You can learn more about him, VikingFitnessTampa.com, specializing in circuit training, correct?
Correct, yes.
So there, you're talking about the shift in the marketplace in fitness, how people are not necessarily so engaged with the big box gyms and are looking for maybe a more boutique option, but talk to us about this.
Right, so big box gyms are kind of where everything started. That's what everyone probably knows is their first gym experience. And there's a major shift going towards boutique-style fitness facilities now. The big box gyms are great for what they are, but people are looking for a little more with their fitness now. People expect results, and you're not technically, you can get those at the big box gyms, but technically you're going to find those more at a boutique style facility. And the big box gyms work for what they do. Their price point and where they're at, they hit people in the market where you're not necessarily going to get the results that you want, but you'll have that membership. And they try to get enough people to sign up that then they don't want people to show up to the gym because no one want to work out if everyone was there. Where a boutique style facility wants the people to show up, wants the people to achieve results from their workouts. And so that's why there's a major shift. People are seeing the results from paying a little bit more for the boutique style facilities than they are from these big box gyms.
Now, our boutique is not just necessarily personal one-on-one training. It could be maybe like a small group type of training environment.
Right. It's just a different studio in general. So it could be one-on-one, it could be group fitness, but it's the studios that are more kind of homegrown studios like Viking Fitness is and some of the others in the area.
Because you're right. You're hearing more and more about these more boutique style brands out there in the marketplace. And so, what sets you apart is circuit training. So, explain to me a little bit more what you mean by circuit training.
He trains people using Mjolnir. And where else can you go to train with Thor himself?
So circuit training is just a style of training where we utilize time to efficiently use the body and achieve results from the workouts. And by using time, we're able to target a larger market of people. So we can have your athlete and someone who maybe just had their first child or someone a little bit older or elderly that can come and work out in the same room and be able to achieve their individual results while in a group setting.
Do you find that people are comfortable in group settings? I myself I'm not so comfortable in a group setting because I'm like the worst one in there. I mean, do you find that
Jamie
people
kind of have to draw the blinds and
that's one reason why I don't like to go into the gyms is because I can't perform at the level that I perform at in business, and so I kind of shy away from that. Same reason why I don't like to go to the doctor or the dentist because I go in there and I get to hear about everything I'm doing wrong, and I don't like that. And for people out there, I know there's a lot of other people out there. That's why I stay away from that. I do everything good in business, but I can't do it right in health and wellness. So I just avoid it all together. I'm an all or nothing guy. So if I ever commit to fitness, I'm going to commit to it 100%. You'll probably see me in bodybuilding competition. Just like when I committed to radio, look what I've done with it. Look what I did in real estate. I'm all or nothing. If I'm not going to put everything I got into something, I'm not going to do it. And that's my problem with fitness.
Right. And there's the big thing with gym intimidation where people are scared of going to the gym, maybe not being at their top peak spot. And that's not helped with these big box gyms. And that's why those boutique style gyms are helpful. at Viking Fitness and at others like Viking Fitness, we develop these brands, these fitness families, or we call it the Viking Crew. And so you walk in and it's not intimidating. It's a fun group of people that just
not
want to work out
intimidating
together.
at all. This guy's 6'4", looks like 4, and there's nothing intimidating about
With
that
a big
at all.
smile on my face, at least for the first part of the workout, before we start, at least.
You ever seen Thor smile? It's usually right after he knocked Hulk through a wall.
And a very accomplished athlete as well. He was a coach of the rowing team over at, was it USF? Was it?
Yes. Men's team.
A collegiate rower as well. Is rowing popular in Tampa Bay? I used to hear about something going on over on the Bay every morning. Are they still doing that?
There's a lot of stuff happening in Florida. It recently came down to the area, so where it's been a northeast sport for the longest period of time, it is now more accessible to more people, and there's a lot of happening in Florida and Tampa and in Sarasota as well. Sarasota has a huge facility down there now where they're looking for Olympic rowing stuff.
Do you incorporate rowing into any of your circuit training, those movements right there?
We do not. The exact movements for that, no. The mental aspect of it, we do. Rowing is a pretty intense sport.
It's kind of surprising that rowing isn't more popular in Florida. We're surrounded by water. I mean, I know it's a college thing. Like you said, it's a northeast. The only way I know about it is literally a movie called How High with Method Man and Redman, where they go to college. And that's the first time I've ever even heard of rowing in college. But it's kind of surprising that it isn't more prominent in this area.
It's always been kind of a, how do I say that? I guess wealthy white man sport, and more recently it's been approachable to all people, which is great. And so it was at the Ivy League schools to begin with.
It's a total upper body workout, right?
It's not actually. That's a big misconception. It's 60% leg, 20% back, 20% arm.
So you're even in. I mean, I know when you get on the row machine in the gym, you're using the legs, but even inside the boat when you're rowing,
the racing shell, yeah, you push off with your legs. So it all starts with the leg drive, and then you finish off with the upper body.
I didn't think you were moving your legs inside the rowboat. I thought you were just
it's
using
got
all
the
upper
same
body.
sliders on it that you see in the.
Oh, I wasn't even aware of that.
It's kind of a trip too, because I went rowing with my stepdad one time, and by the time I was done, I had jelly legs. I'm like, what gives? It doesn't feel like you're using your legs.
Does the leg movement inside the boat actually propel the boat too, or is it just strictly all the row?
It's the legs that move the boat for the most part. You're finishing off with the upper body. But yeah, it's 60% legs. So you see those rowers, they have huge quads, huge legs in general. So
didn't even know that.
That's 90% of your body that you're using.
I just assumed it was like when you sit inside a canoe and in the river,
Nope.
you're just all rowing with your arms and the legs are just kind of sitting in there
It's
doing
majorly
nothing.
leg, yeah, they used to wear leather like pants and grease up the bottoms, and that's how they would slide back and forth in the.
There's no way on any planet, on any universe, that you can say leather and grease in the same sentence without me making a comment about it. How fast do these boats actually go, too?
It's pretty quick. Depending, so most races are 2Ks, and so collegiate athletes be doing this in 6-minute times and stuff like that. So,
jeez.
So
it's an intense sport.
How many rowers are in a boat in competition?
Depending on what type of boat, there's you have sculling and sweeping, which are two different styles.
Okay.
Sculling would be with 2 oars, sweeping is with 1. Most collegiate rowers are preparing for an 8, which has 8 people rowing and 1 coxswain, which is kind of steering and.
So who's the strongest rower? Is it the person in the front or in the back?
In the middle.
In the middle.
You're going to put your biggest guy, your strongest guy in the middle, and you're going to have your. Each seat kind of has a different mentality,
Speaking
different
of
thing.
biggest guys, I mean, how big is the average rower? I mean, I figured it'd be like
most rowers are tall, so since it's 60% leg drive and 60% legs,
you were the guy in the
longer
middle.
the leg I was.
And
always
he rowed
4
with
6
one hand.
Huh?
Because
No,
he
you
had
use
to
2
have
hands.
Milner in the other one.
I thought the person in the back had to be the strongest person.
No, definitely not. No, you want the strongest people, which are usually the biggest people. You want them in the center of the boat. It's
See, I'm
gonna
getting,
balance out the-
and I get that because when I went canoeing before, the first time I went in a canoe, I was with my girlfriend who was really small, and she was in the back of the canoe, and we were just crashing all over the place. And somebody came up beside us and said, "You're supposed to be in the back. The guy's the stronger; he can control the canoe and everything." But so that's where I get that from. I don't know.
can
Maybe that's
imagine how
true
that
in
was all set up,
canoeing
too. Like you looked at her like, "Hey, you're gonna row, right? I'm not doing this."
yeah, that was quite the nightmare. But nonetheless, that's where I get that from.
Right, they're a little bit different. So a canoe is a boat where with crew they're racing shells, so technically they won't float on their own. The oars are the only thing giving them balance in the water. So if the oars weren't there, you would just constantly roll.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I went to check out a rowing boat then. I've never been inside a rowing boat.
Because I would lean to one, he'd lean to the other side.
Can somebody take a break like when they're in the boat? Like you've
No.
got 8 guys in there, like, oh man, I think I'm kind of slack right now. Let somebody else step up.
You just shot down any chance of me or Jamie ever getting in a rowboat.
I compete, but I got to have a break time during the competition. So all right, you take over. So now you're talking about market shift coming into the segment. How we're going from more big box gyms to more boutique style gyms. Do you see this shift more in the millennial generation versus the baby boomer generation, or is it pretty much across the board?
It's bigger in the younger generations for sure. The baby boomers are moving it with the market as well. It's kind of the same thing. Millennials are now one of the biggest people in the market, and there's a major shift happening. That's why everything's social media focused and driven now. And so baby boomers are kind of following along with those trends. They're being forced to now. With millennials are the highest percentage in the workforce right now. So that's kind of what drives the market, and that's where people are going. People are looking for something more from their workouts, looking for something more in general in life, and so that's why people are searching for those boutiques.
Now, you opened your business a month ago, and obviously reaching consumers is key to any business. How are you? What is your market plan for reaching consumers right now? Are you doing a lot of social media marketing, word of mouth?
We have a lot of social media. If you name it, we're on that. So we have our Instagram account, Viking_Fit, our Twitter account, Viking_Fit. We're on Facebook, of course, through our website. We do utilize all those platforms. We're on Snapchat, which same thing, Viking_Fit. You can follow us on all of those.
I never got involved in that Snapchat thing. Has Snapchat been good for you?
It's aiming. We use it to aim for the younger market.
It's kind of replacing Instagram, I think.
It's replacing Facebook too. More people, more kids are more. I guess.
And in short, it works. You just say something, and it goes out for it stays there, and it goes away, right?
24 hours. You can put it onto your story for 24 hours, so anyone can see that short little 8.
I honestly think it's a fad, and it'll die out because it doesn't stay on for longer than 24 hours. So.
I just see some people using it. I hear more and more about it, but it's not something I'm using, so I don't know if I should be using it.
With the attention span of the millennials right now, no one wants more than 8 seconds anyway. So
yeah, well, that's why we're also doing like the short video clips. And here, Josh runs the live video stream, but we got Dan over here doing the short video clips now, and you'll see those up on our fan page over at facebook.com/.
Dan's pretty funny about it. I've been watching him, and he lets the guests talk, and then as I'm going, he stops the video.
Well, we want to highlight the guests, right? So now you have 5 pillars of wellness. Take us through these 5 pillars of wellness, which are a cornerstone of Viking Fitness.
Right. So we have the 5, which is physical, mental, social, nutrition, and rest. And so using those is how we kind of developed our facility. Obviously, everyone knows for fitness, it's physical. That's one of the parts. So that's our workouts. That's our circuit training. With the mental, we focus on helping people mentally prepare for their workouts, mentally prepare for their day, be in a better mental mindset in general. So we have different things we do with our email blasts that always go out. We always throw in some mental work with that. And our studio has an 800 square foot lobby. That's one of the new things that I think that you don't see a lot of time.
Throw hammers.
Right? And our lobby space allows for that social interaction pre or post workout. We want people to focus on their physical aspects while they're doing the workout. Afterwards, we have coffee, we have food, we have drinks, we have TV, we have shopping, all that stuff in our lobby. And then nutrition, so that's part of the thing too, with the food that we offer and promoting. And our trainers kind of lead that as well, allowing people to know what food is healthy, not healthy, so on and so forth. And we have an in-house dietitian that can help people with stuff like that. And then rest and recovery, we have efficient workouts. We have everything in one spot. People are able to get their workouts in, get done with it, and move on. So all 5 of those pillars go into Viking Fitness.
Good information from another Tampa entrepreneur making a difference in our community there over on Channelside Drive. Bradford Stevens, thank you so much for coming into the show this morning.
Thank you so much.
And again, you can learn more about him at VikingFitnessTampa.com. He's located there over there on Channelside Drive, or give him a call at 813-769-9554, 813-769-9554, VikingFitnessTampa.com. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.